Right, everybody, welcome back. Episode 10, long overdue. Thank you for showing your patience. We got new gear in, as you can see, new rig out. There's more to come as well. But thank you for showing patience, and we're back with a banger here now. Conor, Tevlin.
Hello, everyone.
How are
Good. All good.
Absolute pleasure to have you on the show. When you agreed to come on, I was delighted. Obviously, you're well known around the area, so a lot of your followers are from the Coolock general area and kind of thing, and you're well known for your profession and how
Every
successful-
second, can't you see? You're tagged in. No, I'm an online coach. I'm a trainer myself, right? And a lot of people who are asking me who's on next, and I'd say, Conor says, where are you getting someone on who does the same stuff as you? You have to learn from other people. You have to. When you're in this industry, and I think it goes for most industries, Glenn, you're plumbing, even like that, your arsenal can never be full. You need to fill everything up. And this industry, you know yourself, there's research coming through every second day.
I mean, I have a coach.
Yeah, you have a coach, I have a coach. You're with Alan, aren't you?
I'm with Alan, yeah.
Alan's very recognised in this country.
Yeah. So he does all my stuff purely for the fact that I will not hold myself accountable at all.
Exactly.
And I get the exact same thing with my man, with people and stuff like that. Why do you have a coach when you know what to do?
Yeah,
It's not the know what you do part, it's the accountability part.
Yeah, and to learn other methods. Because everyone has their own methods and what works. And
Exactly.
And this is what I mean. This is kind of a good opportunity for you to kind of buzz off each other, because obviously you're obviously doing it a year, but you're still kind of a novice. When it comes
yeah,
to
exactly.
you.
Like, I'm only a few months out, really, when I break it down.
Yeah.
So-
Like I'm 7 years deep.
7 years.
What age
7
were you when you
years.
started?
19. I was working in a shop full time, on the session all the time. And I was like, I need to do something here. This is bad, like really bad all weekend. And then started doing the PT course and was just qualifying. And the owner of the shop came in and was like, "You're not going to be a personal trainer." I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Market's too liquidated."
This market's never too
I
late.
was like, "Fuck you! Here's my notice.
Yeah, because
I'm going to show you."
you do hear people saying, "Oh, why would you do a PT course? Everyone's a PT." But I think it really depends on your skills and upskills and stuff. You see,
Exactly.
You see people. I'm going to go a bit core here. You see people who work in the low-cost gyms, as we call it,
Yeah.
and probably aren't upskilling and aren't coaching and stuff like that, and are just in it for just the money.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people who do personal training now, they've only done a year's training themselves. They don't even know how their own bodies work.
You know, 6-week transformation yoke.
Exactly, they don't know how it works. And
Yeah.
they think the gym is the be all and end all. But I've been training since I'm 14. I got into it when I'm 22. But I've made mistakes. If I look back on the way I trained, probably for yourself as well, you'd be fucking laughing at yourself, but you have to have that experience.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And it's not an easy industry to be in, like.
No.
Yeah.
Because now more than like what you're saying there is obviously a few busier coaches and you're trying to compete with them as well. And it is a case that it's perseverance year after year. Taking along.
And a lot of people don't work hard in it.
No, they don't. And they get about a year or two of doing clients and then they say, this job is shit, like doing the same thing, and then they pack it in and they do something else.
And that's user sole traders as well. So user working for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's the picture. Walking your calling.
So see, like when you're working in gyms, right? Just this is a bit off topic, right? So see when you're working in gyms, right? Like obviously you are sole traders. Do people who work in like kind of gyms, they get paid by the hour, or do they have to work a certain amount of hours?
They rate people. That's my experience.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry for being rude, but they do. Gym owners are dickheads.
Yeah, I would probably agree. Yeah,
There's no problem about it.
I have a bad track record with gym owners, all right. Plenty of sackings being done. Yeah. So yeah, I would agree.
Is that purely down to you being honest?
Yeah. Well, I'm the type of person that I can take shit. I really can take a lot of shit, but then once my shit capacity has been reached, I literally just call it out. And then it's like, and I'm not
no holds barred.
yeah, and then it's just fucking like it's like some sort of thing, and then I'm sacked.
So you consider yourself like a kettle, like you take a long time.
I'll take a lot of shit, yeah. I'll take a lot of shit.
It's gas. Even a gym that I train in, they asked me to do the course. You see, I know the other people run it. They asked me to do the course. As soon as I did it, they said, "Oh, there's a job for you." When I was in the middle of the course, "Oh, yeah, we'll get you one." Then they threw mad hours at me, and I was like, "That's me bollocks. Working 10 hours to do spinning classes before I even get to look at my clients."
Yeah, there is a manipulation factor there as well. We can look at it two sides. I mean, it's a case that you get hit with all the shit hours, but it's also a case that you're in a mainstream gym and you have the availability there to talk to people and to pick up clients and stuff
And
like
you
that as
could,
well. You know?
in a way, you could learn as well. Would you say?
Yeah.
Could you do you find in your past experience working in gyms, did you learn a little bit more?
Yeah, like I've done everything from spinning classes, kettlebell classes, TRX classes, like literally everything you could possibly think of. Taking fucking pool water out and testing the chlorine of it, like it's nothing got to do with training clients, like
Absolutely not, yeah.
you know.
And then I'd say with that as well, when you're working in a gym, obviously when you're working with clients and you're doing programs like that. But when you're working in a gym, putting weights back, it can just get a bit monotonous, can
It
it?
can get a bit monotonous, yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's been times where I've looked at packing it in, and I've had to get a job on the side. I was a labourer there for a while, a few years back.
Really?
On the side, I was doing labouring for the day and then doing clients the evening time because I wasn't making up the money. And there was a gym locally that I was working in, and I get this with, obviously I train a few PTs and stuff like that as well. But I had to sit down with the owner. I was like, I can't afford rent this month.
Yeah.
You have to let me off. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So you started the PT course when you were 19. So how long were you in the gym before you decided, right, this is my career kind of thing?
I started in the gym when I was 16 with the sole focus of trying to get more birds.
I think every
It's hard to really, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
to look good and then
every-
play a factor in getting geek. Yeah.
I did the same. I did the same myself. Went through a breakup, went to the gym,
Yeah.
done the same thing. I think it's kind of a reverse cycle for fellas. And then nowadays, I say I'm going to go off on one again. Young lads now are looking at older lads who have just been going to the gym, and then they're like, "Oh, this fella has big arms.
Yeah.
I just want to train arms all day." I was only in the gym tonight myself, and I say I seen about 3 15-year-olds just doing bicep curls for an hour.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a rough society.
Now
do you
we
know what I mean?
train together, and many times I need to look away half the time. Some of the shit.
Yeah, I'm like that as well, man. I'm
You
like
get
that as well.
expect you know yourself.
I even get with clients checking in, like, I didn't complete leg day today, I was just, I wasn't feeling well. Get the fuck into that gym and do legs.
On leg day of all days, of course.
Yeah.
So you were training since you were 16, and then obviously you've gone to bodybuilding and you've done shows as well. When did you decide to go in and do shows?
So I started training at 16, got a little bit bigger, everything was fine. Then qualified as a PT, and I got a kind of a mentorship. I was fucking blessed when I came out of PT course. I got a proper mentorship in Leeson Street with a guy called Vinny Goff, who's quite well known. And and I was working actually one-on-one with him. So he just took me on because I was only fresh out of course. So he actually educated me for about 6 months. And then it didn't really end the way I wanted it to end. But he educated
a lot of
me.
things really.
Yeah,
Done.
he educated me for 6 months, which was great, and it gave me a stepping stone then. And he was actually competing in the WBFF. He's basically WBFF world champion. So it was a show back then, and he was world champion over the whole world. So that kind of pushed me on because it was only me and him working together. So he kind of spurred me on, and then things didn't work out between ourselves working together. So I kind of went on my own route and then competed in bodybuilding at 20.
Even having that someone with you, like I got in my course and I was on my own. Like I got this place myself.
Yeah.
And I had to get geared in and start setting things up. It's a lot harder than going into a gym and working under someone who you can learn from and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think in this industry, everyone needs, if they want to progress, they need some sort of mentor or someone there to give them some sort of direction. That has more experience, has more education and all that sort of stuff as well, you know.
I think that's why coaching's important. That's why I'm working with Shane Ryan now.
Yeah, very, very good.
And Shane, Shane talks to you all day. You have to.
Yeah.
So even having someone like him just enlightens everything.
And it's just even shooting questions over, why are you doing this? What are you doing that for? And then you get that information you can pass on to your clients and so forth.
Exactly.
You know that way?
Exactly.
And then I'm on the same boat as that as well. I'm coached by Shane as well.
Deadly.
But so I'm training at the moment where I'm doing 4 days training, and I'm also training for a half marathon. So I have 2 goals.
Oh, that's a tricky one as well, man.
It is, and it is very tricky because you're trying to obviously build muscle and then you're doing lots of cardio.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Because I'm going on long runs where you're burning fucking 1,400.
And you're probably eating a fuckload of food every day.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, the calories at around 2-4.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. So it's livable.
Yeah.
And I can live. So that's the important thing.
Important to live.
It is. It's
Important to be alive.
That's it, right? I went to the Cock and Bull on Saturday, right? And I was just like, right, I even had my fitness pal out, right? The old 2-4 calories out. Done a nice little long run. And I said to myself, right, I'm going to have 4 pints of Coors Light banged in on the fitness tracker.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. And then I was in the queue, and some fucking weasel goes to me, what are you putting on your fitness pal for? Do you know what I mean? And this is right.
Leave me alone.
And I'm gonna go off on one again, right? I used to like the Cock and Bull. Have you ever been to the Cock and Bull in Coolock?
Yeah.
Right, I've been to the, right. I used to love the Cock and Bull in Coolock, right? Loved it. Used to go every Saturday, right? I had a bad old experience last Saturday.
Right.
I just find every cunt
Goes off and just
is looking at you up and down like you have 10 heads. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's the Cock and Bull Coolock, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mostly Dublin, the north side.
Yeah, it's only Dublin, yeah.
I've only noticed this, right? And then this kind of goes back to your point, right? I was looking at your post 2 weeks ago and I fucking loved it about not caring what people think. You had the caption up. I actually shared it. What was it?
This generation's fucked.
About the generation.
Oh, that's super fucked, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super
When you actually
fucked.
break it down. Well,
No.
Bollocks, man. And you know what? I'm going, well, I've gone through a bit of a breakup there the past couple of months, you know. And in the process over the past couple of months, I've done a lot of something I never do. I try not to think ever. Because thinking is just not good. So I just don't think, if I can work all day on the laptop, I don't have to think, I'm fucking happy. So I've done a bit of internal kind of research and getting a few things together and figuring out really what I want to do and it's kind of who I am and stuff like that as well. Because obviously I have a few fucking designer things and stuff like that as well, and I have a fucking alright car outside. But it's not, I have a nice car, so everyone else can think I have a nice car. I genuinely wanted my car, so I bought my car. You know, that kind of way.
Not to show off.
Yeah, and it embarrasses me sometimes as well. I'm driving down the road and someone's like, nice car. I'm like, oh, fuck. Don't say that to me. Because I'm thinking what people think. I'm thinking what people think I think. Do you get me? That I think I'm mad because I'm driving down the road.
For the rest of the day.
And then you add another point as well. Like when you strip all that away, like obviously you have nice, but you wearing that stuff, right? But you have people who are buying the stuff just to make a character out of themselves. So you get rid of all them designer gear, all them fake ditties away.
What are you left with?
Fuck all, most of them.
Fuck all. Nobody nowadays have fucking any sort of communication skills, anything like that. You walk up to a bird in the street, say all right, and they're like, oh. And they're like, I just said all right. Where's the phone? For fuck's sake, like.
That's what it is. So you're spotting. I was in Tenerife recently, and mostly part of the West Americas is Dublin and Ireland.
Yeah, it seems like that's.
You're sitting there having a drink, and everyone has their phone down. Everyone's neck's going to be fucked in about 50 years.
Yeah.
Everyone's spine neck is going to be bollocks.
Yeah.
And like you said, when I seen that post, I was just like, somebody sent this fella from the heavens. He hit the nail on the head. And I think
that went viral, man.
That did go
viral. Yeah, that went viral.
I seen it. I was like, holy fuck, this cunt hit the nail on the head. Do you know what I mean? Because you were spot on in what you were saying.
I had an epiphany when I wrote that. And I was like, where's my phone? I need to write this shit down.
Like a poet. Like an artist.
Yeah.
Do you get that as well when you think of something good? You're like, oh, where's the before it goes in my head. Yeah. You might hear the oven, might click, bollocks, it's gone.
You know what happens?
Chicken's done.
Yeah, fuck's sake, I'm just about to sleep and I'm like, that's a class idea, I'll remember that in the morning. And then I go to sleep and like, I forgot all them ideas last night.
That's what I leave. I'm not even lying. I think I said it too. I leave a notepad and a pen just ready.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Just in case I might wake up. It's only woke before time. But look.
I've had about 4 ideas.
So go on, tell me, Rick. Give me the what's up, Rick. Bodybuilding.
Go for it.
Tell me.
Lay it on.
Talk to me about your first ever competition. Exactly went down. Done the whole lot. What you did.
Competition, right? So
what was your competition?
It's a funny one, right? So I'll bring you back about a year prior to my competition. So I was in the gym. I would have been 17, 18. Okay. Probably turning 18. I was in the gym, training arms, and trying to get birds. And
did you get birds?
No. Still not. I was getting blokes. And some bloke walks up to me and was like, oh, like, yeah, how are you getting on training? I said, good, yeah, I'm taking the protein, like. And he was like, fuck the protein, like, this is what you want. He gave me a little thing of tablets. And I was like, how much are the tablets? He was like, 30 quid. And I was like, protein's like fucking 50 quid. I was like, give me them tablets. Yeah. And I was like, how many do I take? And he was like, take 2 a day every single day. So I was just taking these tablets. I was getting real big, and I was like, this is fucking great. I was fucking on juice. I didn't even know. I was taking a lot of Dianabol, and looking back now, when I'm looking at cycles and stuff like that, obviously I've done a bit of research on it. It was fucking strong shit for anyone to be taking, especially at 17. Like,
they were just oral.
They were just oral, yeah. And they're fucking toxic on the liver as well. Like, and I was like, don't even.
Did you notice yourself blow up?
Yeah, it was huge.
Really?
Well, I wasn't huge. Like, I would have been huge at say 17. For what?
Big lad for 17.
Yeah, and I was out fucking eating chicken wings and eating chicken fillet rolls, and there was no diet, and I was training arms, and I was like, I'm gonna get loads of birds. Where's them tablets?
Tablets. Birds.
Take the doors down.
Yeah,
AIDS up kind of thing.
Yeah. So that was that, and then I transitioned on to I started obviously doing a show, and then obviously with shows, it's kind of goes hand in hand that you have to take something.
Yeah.
If you want to win, you have to take something.
They don't test an amateur, do they?
They don't test. They do test. It's kind of it's certain shows do, but they could be say 50 people, and they go you, and you. I'll test you 3, and that's it. And they'll probably all fail, and then they can't compete.
So it's like a lucky dip kind of thing.
Yeah, it's scary.
I say, well,
as we get picked, it's like, oh no,
he's sweating more than anyone else. Get him.
Please don't pick me, man.
Yeah. But then you have the shows. There were shows on yesterday. The PCA was up in Derry, and then you have the NFBI, which is National Federation of Bodybuilding. They get tested down there. So you can't go in there if they're taking anything really, you know.
Would there be many that would compete in that?
Yeah, there'd be a few, but it wouldn't obviously be as popular as the main shows.
Say the
Yeah,
standard. The standard is a whole lot different.
The standard's a whole lot different, yeah. I mean, like, when people go to shows and stuff like that, they want to see something that's next level. You know, they don't want to see ordinary, really. If you get this bloke that's vacuum packed full of muscle, and you're like, what the fuck, like?
Alien, like.
Alien, like.
Carcass coming out.
Yeah, yeah. It's mad, like. There's only a young fella there yesterday that competed yesterday, and I think he was only in his 21. And I literally seen a picture of him last week because he's 100% he's going to win. Went in, won his category, went against all the men, beat all them, won the overall. What the fuck, like? Yeah.
And what do you think that goes down to? Like, obviously the juice, for starters.
Yeah.
Has a big impact, but I mean...
You have to still train hard.
That's like you still have to
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions around and obviously juice and stuff like that as well. I think I took it from 17 up until probably 23, where I was abusing it. Yeah, like I was abusing it because I didn't have a clue what I was taking. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. No, and the people were telling me to take all these cycles. I was like, this is great. Like, my balls are fucking like 2 peas. Fucking sex drive fucked. Nipples like rocks and spots all over me. And I was, this is great. I'm gonna get loads of birds.
Then you go, even when you got the birds, your balls are fucking shriveled. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
That's come from you even saying that, right? I'll tell you this story, right? And this is good. Like, no one's ever heard this before, only the lads now, right? I went on a little holiday, right? To Albufeira 2 years ago.
Right.
And I was in the gym, you know, myself, trying to get boards.
Yeah.
I was single at the time.
Loving
I was
this.
single at the time.
Yeah.
Happily tied down now, right? Hope you shouldn't see this, yeah? Doing the same thing, just looking for boards, whatever, right? Went on the course of endeavours.
Yeah.
Didn't do any research, just said that it was just a mad fat burner. Took it for took it for 8 weeks, and I tell you now, I had veins on veins on veins, and I was lactating like fuck.
Yeah.
And that's, but the thing was, then I realised like my anxiety that was then going through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a knock-on effect with it all, really.
There is knock-on effect.
Endeavours would be like a mild steroid, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be quite mild. And then I done a live there last year with Dr. Dean St. Martin, who was like fucking, he has a PhD in pharmacochemistry and double chemistry, so he's like a fucking expert in this shit. And I done a live with him, and he was like, no, it's actually quite toxic. It shocked the life out of me.
The people who say that it's a lie are the people who do the heavy shit.
Yeah.
They're the ones who come for, that's baby steroids.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are doing the heavy shit.
Yeah, so I basically just took everything I could take and just see what happened.
Right, so
Really, like-
so name the ones that
Oh, mate, like, we here all day. Anavar, clenbuterol, T3, Winstrol, Testanante, all tests are kind of the same thing. Tren, growth hormone, Masteron, Primobolan, insulin, MPP, growth hormone, metformin, Proviron, T3, I think I said.
It's like a pharmacy, isn't it?
Deca, Sustanon, everything you can think of taken.
Can I ask you, right? How does insulin affect your growth and stuff like that? Like, what way?
So there's two different types of insulin. You have slow release and fast release. I've actually just came off insulin there today. So slow release, you inject it in the morning time, and what actually happens is it's only like a door, so your muscles open, and as you're eating carbs throughout the day, they're off it. So you, 2 meals in, you feel fucking huge because it's literally all just being pushed in. So it's good, but it is quite dangerous. Like,
right.
I mean, if you take, if you take slow release insulin or you take fast release insulin, and you go a period of time without eating, you will go hypo and you will be fairly fucked. Like,
Really?
yeah, you could collapse. Like,
Do you feel the steroids and all you've taken has affected your mental state and has affected you as a person?
I've never suffered with my mental health at all until the past couple of months with just a little bit of anxiety more so. I think it was what was going on with me personally and stuff like that. But no, I wouldn't say so. Bar, there was one incident where I was about a week out from my first show and I stopped at the lights there and on me and I just started roaring crying.
Really? And you don't know why?
It was a red light.
Just the red light made you
I
cry.
was hysterically crying, mate, in the car.
And then...
And I was like, this is not right, my hormones are fucked. Yeah, I was raw crying. I went home to my man, I was like, I need a hug. And she was like, what's wrong? She was like, I don't know.
We got a red light.
Yeah. So that was like one of the only experiences. But now in saying that now, touch wood, I've been blessed. But I know people that have been taking them, and I can see a decline in people's mental health when they take them as well.
Absolutely. And is your mother like? Would she know about your? About your
Yeah, my
business?
mom's a nurse. I'm quite open about it. I say on
Yeah.
Instagram, I tell all my clients stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
My mom's a nurse. She's not happy about it, but it's nothing she can do really.
Your body at the end of the
You're
day.
an adult as well, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like and only over the past couple of years, I work with kind of GPs. I get blood results done regularly, so I ensure that everything is being taken care of. There's no issues there at all, you know.
Absolutely. And then
Would- Sorry, gang, go on.
because you like you said, like you're taking those, you're taking care of yourself. But you've seen in the past bodybuilders dying at any age. Rich Piana's is another one.
Yeah.
That's the Dallas McCarver
Yeah,
heart attack.
I think in the
How is he 40?
last 10 months
Yeah.
was always someone. You seen Generation 9 put up something.
yeah, man. There's fucking loads of people
Even,
that's after the last one.
Meadows, he's recent, isn't he?
He is recent, yeah. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of all these as well. And
You'll never know,
I'm
you
quite an advocate of taking anabolics and doing it the right way with blood and stuff like that. But I mean, they can't be. You can take every precaution necessary to make them healthy. You can't.
Absolutely, and I think as well the way we're speaking out here is a good platform because people think that this whole thing of anabolics is like a secret. Like Joey, like people go out and do drugs on the weekend, and it's kind of like they do it, but it's like a secret. Whereas we're having an open conversation with it, we're normalising it.
It needs to be normalised.
It does need to be normalised
Because, you
people
know,
do what the fuck they
There's-
want.
yeah, a lot of people there taking they don't have a clue what they're doing and they will fuck themselves up. Like,
People are only afraid to speak about it because it's illegal.
Yeah, I think this was kind of leading to my next question. For a regular gym goer, in my opinion now, I think you should only take steroids or performance enhancing drugs if you're going to earn from it.
yeah,
If you're going to make money from it. If you are in the sport and you know you can succeed really well and you make a living out of it.
yeah,
Rather than the odd fucker. Well, most fuckers now just do it to have a fucking weekend on Ocean Beach and get a nice picture of Wayne Lineker or something like that.
yeah.
You
And
know?
nothing happened. Yeah, I only had a client there come on board. He only started today and texted me last week being like, any chance, like, you know, can I take something? And I was like what, like an anabolic? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, absolutely not.
Is there a part, like I've had clients, even doing PT and the people saying to me, is there a part with you now where you draw the line and say, look, me, you're going on holidays here, you're not stepping on Mr. Olympia stage, you can't be going near this shit.
Yeah, so I mean, the longer obviously I'm working with someone and I can see their ability to adhere and where their mindset is, like I delve into fucking everything when I'm coaching people and I can see where it is. If it was a case that I was coaching somebody for a year and they've executed everything perfectly and I was happy with their mindset and that they wanted information, I gave them the information and they wanted to pursue that, I would be confident saying they're in good hands, that they would get the right information.
Yeah.
I would never tell anyone to or not to do, but I'd ensure that they had the right information that they needed to make that decision for themselves.
Yeah, that's
Nobody that's going to the gym on a general basis really needs
Absolutely.
anabolics.
And like you just
You know.
you just hit the nail on the head there about, like I said, I went on holidays, I took Anavar.
prick.
And like, I looked at myself, had veins on veins on veins I never had, right, and I got in a picture, but I still wasn't happy. And it's kind of a thing where you're
Never will be happy,
you
mate.
never will be happy.
No.
If you want €1 million, you want €1 billion.
Yeah.
That's the way life works. No one, like, humans are made to never be, I wouldn't say, you can't be content.
They always want more,
Always
but greedy
want more.
bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Absolutely.
Apple, you get the new iPhone 12, are they bro, the 13.
A week
Yeah,
later.
There's
and you know
always
what?
someone-
This is only something I figured out recently as well, right? So I've often set myself these little goals in my head, right? I'll get shredded and I'll be happy. I'll buy this car and I'll be happy. I'll have this in the bank account. I'll do this. I'll go here, and then I fucking got shredded, and I'm like, I'm not happy. And then it's just, yeah, it's fucking mad. Like even I look in the mirror and people are like, you look huge. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with how I look.
And then because you're looking at, people are looking at their outer perspective.
Yeah,
Like I started doing the PT or whatever a few weeks ago, right?
yeah,
And I felt like I was a fat cunt. But someone said, he goes, you're not fat, and I said, but to me I'm fat.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's just your own perception, and in a way you shouldn't care what people think once you're happy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's stop like leading into like people's like into other people's views, because this is another thing we're trying to impress other people.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Even when I get clients up here, they may be 6 weeks into a block, and I'm saying, you can notice it. Can you see yourself the changes you're making to your body? Because I'll be overwhelmed what I can see from here. I'm very proud of him. And he was like, no, we can't see that. I said, has your partner said that to you? Yeah, she doesn't shut up. I said, you don't see it because you see yourself every day.
Yeah.
Then I put the transformation up a few weeks ago, and a fellow who I'm close to, who I work with, turned around and says, he didn't lose that. I said, you don't understand what he did before outside of the gym.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
work he actually
Yeah.
put in to even make it to that hour.
Yeah.
How much he even put into even think about what he put in his mouth a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people don't see the hard work that goes in.
No, they only see a picture. And
Yeah,
there's a lot that goes on behind the picture, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just trying to lose weight or trying to gain muscle; it's also a lifestyle change. And ultimately, when they eat a clean diet and when they train regularly, I know you're saying you probably didn't suffer much with mental health, but a lot of people who do suffer with mental health, it does benefit you. From someone myself who suffered with mental health, I found that exercise and stuff like that did benefit me and eating better. So
Yeah. And then we could even argue there's a fine line there as well, where we can use it to our advantage in terms of mental health gets better. But then there's the other line where we go the opposite way and mental health gets worse. And that's the trend that I'm seeing now with a lot of clients and with a lot of people over the past kind of year or two, is that mental health is actually getting worse. Because there's a massive emphasis on photo shoots. And I know I've done photo shoots with clients and like fucking achieving these extremely low levels of body fat for a general population. And then it's, right, Mary, you have to put a little bit of body fat back on and go back to normal. And then Mary does that for 8 weeks and her head's fucked because she was looking back on pictures and she's obsessed with calories and she's obsessed with the scales weight going up. And now Mary's fucked.
Yeah, I know that you've done a few photo shoots anyway. Personally, myself, I'm against it for them reasons.
Yeah.
Then people only get happiness for them 8 hours.
And I will not take a client on if the sole focus of them is, I get it all the time with consultations, I want to do a photo shoot. Not going to happen.
Absolutely. There is pros for and there's cons, but the cons weigh it up more. You'll never look at. You will get to that physique again, but you're going to put your body through so much hardship for it. And then as soon as it's done, as you said, 4 weeks down the line, you're not being that driven. You don't have that.
Time and time again.
And they want to go that yard again and go through that shit every again. I've read in my research, females especially, when they get themselves that skinny, that can affect their hormones massively.
Oh, massively.
Especially they get a lot of pain in their coccyx bone, don't they? The tailbone.
I actually haven't read that.
They get a lot of pain through their tailbone. And
so you got yourself the
I
first
sat down in the cock and bull myself. I was with the prick, unfortunately. I sat down and there was a girl there.
She had a sore coccyx?
She only did a photo shoot and she had got up and I goes, your lower back, she goes, me coccyx is in bits. And I go, sit down beside me now and let's go. Right? Your coach's a dickhead. Right? And then they won't mention names. But she wasn't educated about it. All the coach saw was the money, not the health of the client and how could it affect them.
But it's also a thing where your mental health can go down the drain as well if you don't set a goal, right? So I'm not sure if you knew, but me and Anto done a triathlon, right? So we started training.
Oh, fucking well done, boys.
So in March we decided to do a triathlon for charity, right? So we trained from March until July 31st. We done a triathlon. We had a goal set. We couldn't.
March is not an awful lot for a fucking triathlon.
Well,
we've never done that. Like, running. We're not.
That's a short amount of training for a triathlon.
So that's what we set goal for ourselves. Like, I didn't know how to swim. We learned how to swim. You set your goal. We got to the race, right? Now a week before the race, I hurt my knee. So any chance of me doing anything after that was kind of gone for the time being. So we done the race, and then after the race was over, what goal do you have then? Yeah. And then my anxiety went through the roof because I had nothing to push forward. And it took me 6 weeks. I said the race on July 31st. I only got back into the gym 2 weeks ago. And 6 weeks because I didn't have a goal for myself. And because obviously I felt like I couldn't do anything because my knee was at me. I couldn't train legs. I couldn't go out for a run around. It really took a toll on my mental health. Yeah. So this is why I said this in the video before. I always have to set goals for yourself because that also impacts your mental health as well. It
does, and it's a case that now more than the triathlon and more than competing or a photo shoot or anything really in life, if you're planning anything, you're on this high when you know that it's going to come, and then you're like, right, and then it gets executed, and then you just drop down to the bottom.
Straight down to reality.
You find that happens in photo shoots.
Oh, do I?
That's the big thing with it, though. They have the 58 hours of fame, and then, Monday comes around. What do we do now?
Yeah.
And then they look at food. They look at food as numbers. Yeah. The relationship with food is fucked.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the donut I'm gonna have after the shoot, and then when you see the donut, it probably doesn't taste that good.
Yeah, like even my kind of first show there, I was obviously on prep, and I was working with a coach, and he was filling me full of loads of shit, and calories were low. I had no idea really what I was doing or what to expect, but I was told by the coach if I wanted to have chocolate, what I should do was chew the chocolate and spit it into the bin.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a fucking great idea, man. I can get the taste for it, and then I'm spitting into the bin. And then anything that I fancied or I wanted, I'd go into the shop and I'd buy it and put it away. So after me show, I'd have it. So I fucking beat it. I came home, I had a box full of shit. A week later, I was fucked.
That's like going on the saddle and not mucking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, literally, yeah.
Teasing,
MMA fighters do it as well.
That's not healthy.
No. They do it. Johnny Jitsu said it as well when we had him on. they'd have a sugary drink or even just would water around the mouth.
Yeah, it's not good, like.
And they'd spit it straight out. It can't be good for you.
No, it's
It
not
really
good.
can't be good for you.
Now, it's a case that if you're competing and you're properly informed and you know what's coming ahead, well, you fucking expect it, you know that way?
Absolutely.
The
No.
scales as well. A lot of people are obsessed with the scales.
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry about the scales unless you're making way for a certain thing.
Yeah, I've literally gotten numerous clients just stop weighing themselves. It's just been
There's no need
annoying
to do
me
it.
on a weekly basis. Right?
I'm only losing 0.4 of a kilo.
Yeah, why haven't I lost weight in 2 weeks? I'm like, it's not what we're looking for. Like, we're looking for you to lose body fat or whatever the goal may be. You know that way.
Exactly, and that's the big thing as well. Like we actually did cover a lot in it. That was just an absolute epic rant.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. We'll get back to work here.
That was a tangent and a half. But
Yeah.
I loved every single bit.
Yeah. Just from a coach to a coach, when you started off, when did you find you kicked off? When you knew, right, I'm nailing clients in, everything's consistent, I'm getting consultations. You knew you could go full time. You knew that, right, we're in a good position here now.
From a PT or an online perspective?
Well, you started off PTing, did you?
I started off PTing. It took me a while. It took me a good while, yeah. It took me a good few years. Where did I work? I worked in town. I got sacked. And then I worked in Parnell's. I left there and I got a job in the old Coolock training unit before I was going to Mark.
Oh, yeah.
And I got busy in there. I did get busy in there.
You connected with a lot of people there.
Yeah, I connected with a lot of people there. And then obviously I had the background knowledge from when I was working in town where I was trained up a little bit more. So I would have had a little bit more knowledge.
That was Boyer Man Vinny, was it?
That was Boyer Man Vinny, yeah. So I picked up a good few clients in there. And that's when I was busy, kind of PT was at my busiest in there. And then up until kind of COVID last year, I was working Unique Physique. I was fairly busy, 40-hour one-to-ones a week.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I know it's the PT now. I'm a plumber as well. So I'm finishing my trade now. I'm in the middle of the last phase. And I noticed even now, I have to leave PTs. I have to leave people waiting.
Like how many clients do you have at the moment?
PT wise?
Yeah.
We're transitioning gym now, so we have 4 at the moment, but we've a waiting list of about 10 to 15.
That's very good, yeah.
You're working full time as a plumber as well.
Yeah, I work 8 hours,
Yeah.
7 to 4.
Yeah, so it's fucking hard work, man.
It is hard work, and a lot of people don't see that. But the online side of things, how long did it take you to kick off with that? Or did you transfer?
This is a funny one. This is a real funny one.
Right, let me here we go! Ding ding!
I've dabbled into online before, and I've done a little bit of online. I had a few online clients, and that was fine. And then COVID kicked off last year, and obviously I lost my PT business fully.
Right.
So I signed on the COVID payment, and I was like, happy days. Like, I never stopped working anyway, so this is sweet. I'm going to take a thing. So someone texted me on Instagram saying, do you do online? And I was like, oh, so it's kind of treat this as a holiday for 4 weeks or whatever it was. So I said, yeah, I'll do a little bit of online just to obviously keep the wolf from the door, as they say. And then little did I know what was coming ahead. She had recommended me on, they had recommended me on, they had recommended me on, and then I was just absolutely stuffed. So I had to just sign off the COVID thing and accept that this was now my full-time job.
Jeez. And how many online clients do you have now to this day? Like roughly? You don't have to tell us.
So in the past, since February last year to now, there's been over 400 people that have been through the door.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, online was.
I think with COVID as well, like I didn't start off straight in the gym because I got my qualification through COVID, so I had to jump straight online.
Yeah,
And
which
I
is
didn't
difficult, mate, as well.
It is, yeah, because you do need to understand how people move in front of you.
Exactly.
Before
Yeah.
you can learn how to move virtually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was it was a nice. I learned a lot through it,
Yeah.
but it paid off now, 100%.
Big time.
Because you know yourself, they get people asking a lot about it, and even with the classes, they all come up and it's incredible. But COVID worked wonders for me. People hate COVID, and I loved COVID because it got me work. It got the name about it.
You kind of found yourself with COVID, I found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think COVID for a lot of people was a make or break. Some people found themselves and had time to reflect. Other people, they were just fucked.
Yeah, I was on a podcast actually before the first few weeks of COVID, and I
Remember
said on
that,
it as well. You can make what you put into it. I think for this lockdown.
Yeah.
It's only what you actually. You can sit there and moan all day, and you'd be depressed in your head. But if you actually put your mind on something, learn something, it would be a successful time. You give out, you have no time when you're in work. You have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And this is
Giving out, you have too much time.
This is another rant, right? If somebody asked you 2 years ago, right, would you just sit at home and do nothing and you're paid €350, would you take it? Everyone would take their hand off.
Exactly. To do it.
Yeah.
They
I was
would.
going to say no, but yeah,
But
probably would, yeah.
And as soon as it happened, everyone started moaning, when can we go back to work? But before COVID, I'm not going to say everyone, But I'd say a good 70% of people would have said yes.
Yes.
Irish people are
And it
fucked.
filters back to nobody being happy.
But Irish people are fucked.
Especially Irish people.
Especially Irish
It
people.
rains
Yeah.
in Ireland and they give it with the rain. Then when it's too sunny, it's too hot, they need rain. They don't know what they want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the problem. This kind of goes back to no one's ever really happy.
No, you're never
I
going to
don't-
be happy.
It's not like
No.
it is Irish people, but it is a worldwide thing as well.
I've been at a post up today. There's no equation for happiness. You
I've
know,
seen that.
we'll
I've seen
never achieve true happiness.
Them quotes you're putting up lately just gave me all horned up. Conor, you know what I'm saying? like a chocolate bar that's been out.
Chewing chocolate.
There's one man now I follow Jordan COVID. You know James Smith.
Yes,
He-
I do
He
indeed.
claims he has found happiness.
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh, lovely.
So
Yeah.
he came up with
This
the
is great.
point where a swim,
Yeah,
him not having to break his bollocks, having an app run for itself, basically, money
Right.
coming in,
yeah,
and that he can travel around the world at any exposure to himself. There's no, he can do what he wants, basically. He thinks it's happiness.
Oh, yeah,
Now, what's your take on that? Because I know you're fucking
I-
pissed off already.
I think I smelled something. Bullshit.
And you know, he contradicted himself because he got kicked out of Australia.
there you
Yeah,
are.
his visa and all, he had to leave. Yeah, he got deported.
Fuck's sake. Well, I don't know. I obviously went away for a few days on my own to try to find myself, and I fucking hated it. So the travel, I mean, happiness, I suppose, is what makes us internally happy ourselves. Nobody can put that on us, whether it's James Smith fucking drinking beer and his app fucking training people shitly. Yeah, and telling everyone to eat fucking almond croissants all day.
loves
If
them.
that,
He
yeah,
loves pastries.
if that's what makes people happy, then that's what makes people happy. But that wouldn't make me happy. No.
I wouldn't. That would make me.
I wouldn't like an automated app generating me money all day and me fucking traveling
I
around.
think
I
when
genuinely wouldn't.
yeah.
And people go, "Oh, what do you mean? Like that's stupid." No, I genuinely enjoy working with people on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
I think with this industry as well, a lot of people look at it as the money, but you actually enjoy seeing people, whether they're hitting a PB or they're looking.
Money's
better,
the
they're
last
fitting
thing
it.
on my mind when it comes to this shit.
But a
like.
lot of people in this industry look at just money. I get money out of him.
Yeah, and I fucking get it all the time. Like, you know what the lads messing and all, and I try not to take it on board.
But it does affect you because they're
Yeah.
like you just.
Oh, you charge X for a
you've
fucking
this money or
nutrition
this
plan, and I'm like, fuck you. Like, you don't know the work
Yeah.
that I do behind that.
And this is the point, like as well. Like you obviously working a job, but like you aren't just doing it for the money. You're doing it because you just love it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like, you aren't like it's not like it is long hours. It is hard work. But you're doing it because you just love it.
yeah.
Like I've worked in a job where I wasn't happy in, and because I wasn't happy, I left.
Worst buzz ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it loads of times.
I've worked in a supermarket myself. Now I'm not going to say the name because they're not getting free advertisement out of me.
Oh, yeah, try.
I
Yeah,
loved it.
edit mine
No,
out.
no, come here. I loved it, but it was time to leave.
Yeah, yeah,
I loved it, but I'd stop loving it when I'm 30,
yeah,
and it's not going to pay the mortgage.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And then you want to find something then that you love,
yeah.
and do you know what I mean? And
That's exactly where I'm at. Like, I love doing the plumbing. I love the freedom I can go inside, I do my bit, and I go home.
Yeah.
No stressing. But this is what I love more. And as I said to you before, I'll go full time with this, even if I am making less than what I am plumbing, because plumbing you get paid fairly well. But
Yeah.
that money will rise as you go with the work you put in, and that's what a lot of people find hard to accept. You have to follow what
and
you're
this
happy
is
with.
and this is a big lesson even I learned this year. Money doesn't buy happiness. Give me.
I only figured it out. I
That's what I mean.
fucking only figured it out.
Give me a 10-hour week and just give me a bit of protein, milk, and live off me lunch.
Give me peace, mate.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. You go
You know?
home at 4 o'clock and you love your life, and that's it. If you want to be a bleeding worker, be an online coach, once you're happy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge to date you've gone through now? Because even just chatting to you now,
Life.
just in general, whether it's life, whether it's down to the coaching side of it, whether it's down to you competing, or whether it's down to just behind the scenes in your mind.
Biggest challenge today was probably the breakup that I've went through over the past couple of months. Fuck me, yeah.
Yeah.
Little fella involved and stuff like that as well.
It's not nice. Is it?
No, and then obviously trying to be a good dad, and then having him, and then obviously being a busy coach as well. Like, I mean, my phone's me fucking
yeah, you
all
can see
day,
it,
and
the
then
WhatsApp's going, right?
I'm looking at him, and then I'm trying to get back to people, and he's looking at me as if to say, "Put your phone away," and I'm like, "This
I've
is,
seen
this
it,
is
hopefully.
yeah, this is hard. Like,
Yeah.
this is really hard." And then I wouldn't really have any help. It's like if I have my young fella, it's me and my young fella. Do you get me?
Yeah, there's no one
So
above
yeah,
the help,
and then if I put him down to bed and he doesn't go down to bed, he falls asleep about 8:45. I'd have probably 30 WhatsApps. I'm back onto the laptop working. I'm like, man, this shit is hard.
Just constant, your brain's just constantly.
Yeah,
90s.
yeah, and that's something again with all these kind of realizations with money and stuff like that as well. I like only realised that I can't actually physically switch off or be in the right now. So that's a goal of mine now, moving forward.
So
To
what?
get into the
To
moment.
be in the moment.
Now,
Yeah.
will we be seeing you Thursday over in Birmingham?
You will be,
Gonna
yeah.
make- gonna make
Do we
the
need a
jump.
PCR test or an antigen test?
I don't think we need anyone.
Somebody told me
watching-
that earlier on because
No, we have a first-year apprentice going back to the plumbing.
somebody said he didn't.
He went over to Manchester straight in and out.
Yeah, sure.
England aren't included because they're not.
You
in the
do
EU.
need it to go into the Arnold's.
You need
a
to have
double
a vaccination or a test.
I'm not vaccinated.
So you'll need an antigen test
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Did you get the email
Antigen
off?
test. No, I haven't even bought tickets for you.
In case.
You haven't got tickets.
No.
They're sold out.
I'll be alright.
That's kind of
In case people don't know, we're going to the Arnold Classic on Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll
So,
definitely see you over
3
there.
days of just horn central.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wanking.
3 days of lactate.
Vests and wanking and dumbbells. Yeah, that's all we're going for. Yeah, and then Eddie Hobby in the mix somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Are you booked in to do that? And I see anyone over there, or what's the case? I know you don't have a ticket yet, but
I bought plane tickets.
he's gonna be on the flight. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I've no hotel booked. No.
Bunk into my room.
He has a spare bed. And then we just see
Give me
chocolate
all the
bar
bed.
everywhere next morning. Yeah,
Chewing spat on the ground.
on the ceiling, everything.
Connor's everywhere. Fucking love it.
No, we booked in. We're going to meet and greet Eddie Hall. We have that booked, and then we're going to Strongman Competition this Sunday night.
Deadly. So I'm Alan's obviously flying over. He has a few competitors over there, so we're going to be watching the shows probably. And that's it really. Other than that, I know a few people in the UK. I competed in the UK before, so I'll probably say hello
Link
to
up
them.
with them.
And other than that, man, I'm a really chilled individual. I just do whatever, whenever.
Now, would you go over there and switch off now?
Absolutely not.
Well, off that and enjoy the moment and learn.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
As
to
in
do that, mate. Yeah.
You can never switch off when you're in this industry but you can switch off from certain things like the phone and actually educate yourself to other people. and what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. So that's me plan. Switch off more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
Yeah,
No,
gonna
it
be
really is.
unbelievable.
yeah,
And you were saying that you competed in England before.
yeah. My first show was in England.
And what was it called?
Miami Pro.
Miami. And is that the one with the board shorts?
No,
what's
so it was
the
like these small little short shorts. I compete as a fitness model. Do all this mad routine and all.
What's the difference, right? I'm not sure people are going to know as well, between the board shorts and the fucking ball stranglers.
So the ball stranglers take your quads and legs into consideration. The board shorts don't.
So the board shorts, do cunts not just train quads? Like, do leg extensions just go out the window then? Do they? Yeah, what's the crack?
I don't know. I actually don't know the programming behind the physique people. I've actually never looked into it, but I'm not sure. I'm not liable to say. I should have said that.
Go again. I'm just gonna.
So speaking of the board shorts, right? Obviously, whatever with bodybuilding, what do you want to do? What is your hopes in the future in terms of your online coaching, your own goals, and just general life?
This is so funny that this question has just come out today. I actually checked in with my coach this morning and told him that bodybuilding is not on my list of things.
Why is that?
I've just
Is that after seeing the weekend?
no, just weighing up everything with life goals, business goals, with my son and stuff like that. And I was like, this isn't gonna work. I was trying to cram back whatever it was, like fucking 800 grams of carbs a day. Maybe I can't
I
remember
seen
what it
your
was.
pictures. You did put on some sort of
Yeah, touching 5,000 calories on a day-to-day basis while trying to manage the business and obviously look after card and stuff like that. And I was just in this burnout loop where I was getting a good week, burning out, getting back on track, getting a good week, burning out, and back on track. I wasn't checking in with these linearly progressive check-in,
Yeah.
you know, which I should have been. So I just called it today and said I'm not. So I'm actually starting to cut from tomorrow.
You doing this yourself? You're still gonna walk on
Still
the
working with Alan, yeah.
for the accountability.
Yeah, so I'll be doing a photo shoot, hopefully, on the topic of it. I walked into that one. I'm doing a photo shoot, hopefully, I'll be alright. Probably before Christmas, maybe, we'll see. I'm just going to get a little bit leaner. And then from business perspective wise, it's a funny one as well because I work obviously quite flat out around Carter's time, stuff like that as well. Still be busy business wise, but actually to make more personal time for myself.
I think that's a big thing I noticed, even with here, coming from work to here, training for a triathlon, having a partner. You need your own time.
Yeah, and it's
You
not
really
something
need
that I
a
have a
partner,
lot
yeah.
of, and I
you
think that's
burn
what
out-
makes me happy.
You burn
Absolutely.
out quick.
Yeah.
I put up a post on my holidays. I put up there's no need to keep working load and putting up posts for the sake of putting up stuff or doing something for the sake of doing it. If you just step back and take a step foot off the pedal, you're more productive.
Yeah.
You're hitting everything the exact same way you would have been rather than doing that 100 miles per hour. Step back, go into third gear, and just
Cruise it.
cruise. Yeah. Everything will get done.
That's my plan, mate.
And you'll notice things get done a little bit better because you're taking that step back and you can see
the rest.
respect.
You can actually take time to step out.
You're thinking a little bit more about yourself, and does it make sense? Is this right to do?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in terms of bodybuilding, so you're just gonna kind of just go like do what you're doing as a hobby, your own training, just more take a step back as a hobby. And just cut.
Yeah. So I'm not saying I'll never compete again, but just right now, pushing a lot of bodybuilding stuff just isn't on my goal list.
You need to find your routine.
And do you know what?
Yeah.
Right, for you to actually take a step back, obviously you probably want to do it, but for you to take a step back and say that you couldn't do it, like that was not that you couldn't do it. It's not on your priority list.
Yeah.
And that you weren't able. It's a very mature thing for you to do, to take a step back and say, right, hang on a second, you didn't want to burn out.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing on your behalf.
And this is only something I'm learning fucking recently.
Self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Self-evaluation is very important in my opinion.
Yes.
I only really learned to do it in the last year myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think more people should kind of take that on board. That could be another post for you, by the way.
Could be. Could be.
I'll
tag you in it.
I love
Two
it.
social influencers.
Just another one, right? See the way obviously you're doing the online coaching. Would you ever see yourself back in the gym?
On the floor?
So I done a PT there about 2 weeks ago. One of my clients, I dropped out to fly fit. I probably shouldn't be saying this loud. And I done a PT with her out there. I'll probably be barred now from all the fly fits. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I do miss the human to human contact as opposed to me being stuck behind the laptop all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was only knows that during COVID, I loved the online side of it. As soon as we got into the gym or even with the triathlon, I stepped back from the personal training, went more online because there was time. You missed it. How are you getting on? How was your weekend? Yeah. What are you doing
Somebody
later
talk
on?
to me, like.
Just someone that's...
Somebody asked me if I'm alright.
Like, even people I know up here, like, a lad, food-wise, he's good relationship with food. He's got to a weight he's comfortable with. He looks incredible. He's fitting in the clothes. But he now just wants to come now for the social aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate more. Because he
like
knows he could go off to a
SSC
gym
class.
himself.
Yeah.
He could go off to a gym himself and do online with me, but he rather the social aspect, and that's...
Even your SSC classes. I just used to go just for the social because
that's the group clean they have.
What we used to do, like.
He has so Anto has strength and conditioning classes every week. So we used to go up, right? So it'd be like 12-minute blocks, whatever. But the last one, everyone in the room got to pick their own song, right?
Right.
So I'm there banging on Miley Cyrus. Part of the
USA
on the road, I'm giving it welly. Fucking
another fella
wrecking everyone else's head.
That's straight up. You have Hotel California, Gangster's Paradise.
I love that. Yeah. Bit of a buzz, like.
That's what the lads love.
There was one Thursday night. It was like last November, right? And it was dark out early, and we had a class at like 7:00. And Anto turned the lights off, had the disco lights on, and the last round was on, and he had Joe Armageddon. I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah. We had a video of it, and everyone in each corner was just singing lines.
There was cunts in the boxing bag. There was cunts fucking pushing the bags back and forth.
Oh, I love that.
And that's all it is.
Love that,
It's the social aspect, and it's having a bit of a laugh kind of thing. And people seem to forget that. People go to the gym to say, "Oh, just to like work hard." You're there to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, and actually now after we had that conversation, I think them hours when an SNC is on for that hour, it's really people talking. It's actually people being people.
Yeah.
I know, especially when that, because no one's on the phones. No one's taking pictures here in the gym.
Everyone's laughing, joking.
Like most fuckers have the top out because they're pumping sweat.
Yeah.
Every fucker's sister's getting slagged. It's just
Proper nobody gives a fuck who looks at what or who looks like
we're
what.
All on the same playing field.
Everyone's bonding. Like I wouldn't know someone, but then you'd have to crack with them in the middle of it, and it was good. You got something good going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're moving into the new place, so it'll be good when the place in there.
So you do. So you see yourself going back into a gym? You think in the future?
Probably. Yeah. Probably see myself opening something.
Would you obviously be exclusive now? Obviously, your priority now is probably online at the moment, is it?
Yeah, my priority's online at the minute just because I'm busy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really have the time to go back down PT. Do you get me?
Would you do without Dorian on it? Would you? Where you charge the mad money for the PT, but your online is your main thing. But Dorian does the it gives 150 quid for it.
I can't, man. I can't do it. Like I just money isn't the thing. Like money's a byproduct of me doing a good job. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And I always will be. I'm never like I've been broke as fuck numerous times, and I don't know. Money was like, even if I have money, I still don't realize I have money. Do you get me?
Yeah, you do notice that. Yeah.
So we go back to happiness is key.
Yeah.
Never check the bank. Just cruise. hours to life.
Yeah, like often, yeah.
Just have enough to get yourself a chicken
Once
fillet.
you wake
that's
up,
all.
once you wake up every day breathing,
Yeah.
then you're happy.
Absolutely.
I only seen a thing there that Eminem, obviously when he was fucking minted, like,
Yeah.
he was looking at a Rolex and he was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a nice watch. And he had to ask the manager, could he afford it? Like,
Wow.
mental.
Right, you were just talking about previous in the video. You were up in Derry for the shows. Was it Derry or in where were you for the shows?
I was nowhere in the shows.
No, the shows recent, the weekend.
There was Derry shows
you
on
didn't
yesterday. I
go to
wasn't
them?
up to them now.
Alan was up there.
Yeah.
Do you feel now? Alan put up a post recently where he said Irish coaches aren't getting recognised, or Ireland producing some good coaches and they're not getting recognised.
Yes. So there is some very good coaches in Ireland. Yeah.
In that
So
industry now.
there is some very good coaches in Ireland.
We got him. He fucking got him, fellas. Here we go.
You're gonna have to edit this.
Ding ding.
Yes, there is some very good coaches.
We got him. Last few minutes, we got him. This is not getting edited. Right, he's back.
Yes, so there is some very good coaches in Ireland that don't get recognised, most definitely. I think people more so turn to the UK for... the UK is a lot more recognised for coaching standard and stuff like that as well. There is a very good coaching standard in Ireland. There's also a very bad coaching standard in Ireland, hence why I had to get up and leave.
Don't worry, we're not naming names.
Yeah, so that's why I got a bit giddy there. So, yeah, there's a very, very good coaching standard in Ireland that's not recognised. People more so turn internationally when they should be looking a little bit more internally. Now, again, doing their research and realising who they're actually working with as opposed to jumping on purely because that person has a name and then ending up in a shit show.
Do you notice that, actually? That's a good thing to talk about. People go to certain coaches just because, whether the name, male-wise, or because they're fat whole female-wise. And that fat whole female coach knows football.
I have a few names that come to mind, but I can't say it. We'll talk about it after.
What was that question?
So, do you feel like people nowadays, even on looking at posts and all, will tend to go for the coach with the big name or the coach with the big hole?
Yeah. And I would
Rather
probably
than-
categorise myself in there as well because people would probably go for me because of
But
my
they
name.
didn't before COVID.
No.
You have
No.
remote-
And then you know what? Like, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. But people should not come to me because of a name. They should come to me because they've done a research or they've
seen
figured out
results.
what I do and what I am.
Feedback and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Or they fucking drop me a DM and say, "What do you actually do? What
Yeah.
can you do for me?" People don't do that anymore.
felt that.
Yeah.
So what's your
What can you do?
what's your prices?
No
And I
one
can,
that's
yeah, I'll
out
come on
out.
board.
There's no one that's out.
You could fuck me up. Well, I'll give you my money.
But there is a lot of coaches who actually done well to get their name recognised, and then they're just coaching status drops completely.
Yeah.
Because I've seen plans from others at certain people. I'm not going to name names, but it's clear to see.
Yeah, it all comes back to, I mean, why they're
Why
doing
you
what they're
doing
doing. If it's a case that they're in it for just a monetary benefit solely, then they're not going to last very long.
Okay, well, I think we've hit every nail on the head. Conor, it was an absolute pleasure having you
You
on.
got me with that last question, mate.
We got him. Take that now. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on, and I've learned a lot from you. It was from a coach starting to a coach with well experienced. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Absolutely
And
no problem.
I feel like a spectator in a rainy night in Stoke, and I loved every single second of that.
I actually really enjoyed first ever podcast.
That's Conor's first podcast. And
First ever podcast, yeah.
And this is kind of the thing that we kind of go for.
Yeah.
It's not a podcast. We try not to make it. It's a podcast. We try not to make it a podcast.
It's like
Where
a
we
friend
just-
cast.
A friend cast, and I like are we friends now?
Yeah, we're friends.
Is this who we're friends
A little
with?
bit of
We all eat chocolate bars together. Yeah, we all eat
Two.
chocolate bars together. But that's what I mean, and this is the whole point of meeting new people, buzzing off people, and then building. I'm not saying relationships, but relationships along the way.
in a relationship.
But yeah, we started this podcast to recognise people, and we want to get on to recognise you because we seen by your post, you're honest.
Yeah.
You're not.
Try to
You're not that normal coach where it's just gotta tell you shit you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're honest. You have a good story behind you, and it was a brilliant episode. So thank you for taking your time to come on this. You know your busy schedule, and hopefully we meet you over at the Arnold's and we link up again there.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll have a chat.
I'll have to buy a
over there.
ticket. I'll have to get a ticket.
Don't worry, Tevlin will find a way.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads, and thank you, and good night.
Thank you.